Hello, everyone. Welcome to English Literature, Literary Genres, ENG 222. This course is all about why stories matter, why they impact us, why we want to share them, and I'm very excited to talk about this and many, many issues related to literature with you. My name is Matthew Frye-Castillo. You can call me Professor Matthew if you want. And I've been teaching at Lehman since the fall of 2020. I started right when COVID hit. That was fun. And I teach professional writing, creative nonfiction, kind of literature, any kind of literature, American literature, LGBTQ plus literature, women literature, I love it all. And before I joined Lehman, I worked in marketing, financial consulting, publishing, higher education, and journalism. I studied psychology and English literature as an undergraduate at the University of Alaska, Anchorage, where I grew up. I was born in San Diego, and for whatever reason, my family decided to move to a very cold place. After graduating, working in journalism for a bit, I moved to New York in 2014, and I've been here ever since. I love everything about it, even the bad stuff. We find a way to make it work. So let's get the show on the road. I'm going to share my screen and go over some useful advice. So by this point, everyone should be familiar with this announcement. If you haven't seen this at all, please email me because you might not be properly enrolled in the course. This is just a hello reminder you signed up for this course and it starts January 2nd. It links to the syllabus, which is the most important document in this course. And I'll go over the syllabus real quick and we can bounce around as needed. So the syllabus, once you click that link, you'll be directed to this fine document. If you didn't know, there are ways to kind of jump to different sections of a Google Doc. So in this course, if you wanted to know about what topics we'll be studying and when we will be studying, you can click and jump to part 3 down here. Same goes for course policies. FYI, I don't want my syllabus being 25 pages long, so I have all the course policies that you are probably familiar with through other syllabi, and it's a pretty long but useful document. If for whatever reason there's a disagreement in class or we need some sort of mediation, uh, I always turn to this document. These are the default policies. So please be aware of them and where to find them. But jumping back to the course, this is an accelerated course. We only have about 4 weeks to get through an entire semester. So it is going to be a challenge, but it's 100% doable. The syllabus has 4 parts: information about the course, assessment, part 2 is assessment, reading policy, some rubrics. Part 3 is the topic schedule, and then part 4 is course policies. At the top of part 1, you'll find 3 links that are the only links you need for this course. One is the course landing page. This is where all of the course material will reside. So if you click there, you'll be directed. Well, why don't we just start? We'll go on the same journey. So if you click on literary genres, you'll be directed to my website where I am hosting this class. I'm trying hosting courses on my website this semester because Brightspace has kind of failed me a little too much, and I'm still recovering from Blackboard, and it's a lot easier for me to customize courses on the website versus Brightspace. If you have difficulty accessing it, or if you have feedback for me in the middle of the semester or the end of the semester, I definitely welcome that feedback. But for this course, we're going to try accessing course material on my website. It will look like this. Sorry, I had to jump to incognito mode. So the website, this is actually what the view you will be seeing when you land on this page. This button will take you to the course. Before I hit that button, I'd like to explore the other sections of this course. Here's the subject headline. This is the great writer Toni Morrison. The welcome video will be here. Some course descriptions, key questions, I will also be updating the syllabus here. You can download a copy, a Word copy or a PDF copy. I recommend the Word version because there are a lot of blue links that you need to click on. And with PDFs, sometimes the blue links don't transfer. So I recommend sticking with the Word document. It's probably even better to save the syllabus, the Google Doc link to the syllabus. That might make it even easier. And the rest is this everything here is the descriptions of the course that are also found on the syllabus. It's just a different way of looking at it, perhaps easier uh, to process. Okay, and this is a preview of the lessons. There are 30 lessons total, which translates to about a 16-week course. And to start the course, you hit this handy button and you'll be directed to all of the lessons. And right now, 6 lessons are available. Probably by early next week, I will have the total 30 lessons available. But for now, you're welcome to get started on the first 6 lessons or so. This would be the equivalent of a month of a normal semester. And yeah, you can treat this as a textbook that you're reading online. There's some videos. To click the video, I think that's self-explanatory. At the end, you can take a quiz just for your own self-assessment. The quizzes on these lessons are not graded. Okay. And each lesson continues. We have a cute photo that always relates to the headline or the key question at the top. So personally, if I were taking this course, I would just save this link to the syllabus itself. Uh, I treat syllabi as a sort of living, breathing document. The topic schedule, the course content, those will not change, but there are little tweaks that depending on the course, the cohort, I usually have to update the syllabus. So I think it's the wisest option is to access the syllabus through the Google Doc. Some key information about me is available here. I will not be on campus in January, but I do welcome virtual appointments. Please just email me with a time to meet, a requested time to meet, and we can talk on Zoom. Usually anytime after 1 p.m. I have pretty reliable flexibility. Okay, so this is a course welcome. Please read this on your own. Also, read the course highlights. If you don't read the entire syllabus, that's fine, but all of this information is critical. Please make sure you make time to read it. Okay, course objectives, student learning outcomes. At the end of this course, these are all the skills you will obtain. Assessment, grading policy, and rubric. This is always the popular part. Your first assignment is due January 4th before midnight, and it is to write 3 to 5 sentences about yourself and to include a photo. It's really important that we pair names with photos. So you can access it through the syllabus. There's also a link on Brightspace. You can also use this link right here in the announcements. Here are a few examples of what previous class bios have looked like. And when you're ready to write your own, I recommend just copy pasting your work right here. The next assignment is a reflection paper. It is suggested that you turn it in on Brightspace by January 8th before midnight, but you do have until the 25th of January to turn in this assignment. If you see something that says hard deadline, that means that you must upload the assignment by that time or you will not get credit. The suggested deadline is a guideline for you to stay on track. And if you ever have questions about deadlines, you can go on Brightspace and the calendar, scroll all the way down, and the calendar will tell you which assignments are coming up. You do have a midterm and a final quiz, and both of these they have hard deadlines. If you want more details about any of the assignments, just scroll down to course assignment descriptions, and you'll see for quizzes some guidance on how the quizzes are structured. They are 20-point multiple choice. They're to be taken on Brightspace. You have 35 minutes to complete the quiz. The midterm covers the first 14 units, and the final quiz covers 15 the next 15 units. As far as written work, there is a reflection paper, a creative work, and a critical paper that are due. In general, they are 2 to 4 pages, but please read these course descriptions, or excuse me, the assignment descriptions for more information about what's expected for each paper. The only assignment that is not writing is the voice reflection memo, and that's to encourage verbal presentation skills, support multilingual speakers, and it's supposed to be a fun way to share something meaningful you learned in this course. Okay, so the topic schedule. There are 5 units in this course. The first unit is available. The first unit has 4 lessons right here, and then the second unit is all about literary theory, or the lenses available to us through which we can look at literature and art and a lot of other phenomena. But the first 2 lessons for Unit 2 are also available. So after discussing what do we even mean by literature, what does genre mean, why is it useful, talking about the social value of stories, how writers think about the persona that they create. After we discuss all of that, we'll talk about specific filters to literature, formalism, Marxist theories, feminist theories, critical race theories, and you can see after every unit there is a proof of learning or an assignment. And the first proof of learning for Unit 1 is a reflection paper. Second is a voice recorded memo. The third one will be, or for Unit 3, it will be a midterm quiz. And for Unit 3, we will be discussing common types of writing or genres, everything from poetry to interactive fiction or video games. Unit 4 will be talking about approaches to writing and how we as writers can apply what we are learning. There are specific methods to writing. An epistolary novel like Frankenstein is told in letters. There are modern takes on that approach to writing. There's a book called Middle Spoon that recently came out where someone goes through a breakup and they write drafts in their email box that are never sent. So that could be considered an epistolary novel. We'll talk about the use of lists, historical fiction, autofiction, which is it blends memoir with literary fiction. Then the proof of learning would be the final quiz. Unit 5 is called Writing as Knowledge Building, and each lesson will provide you with prompts and inspiration as you build your own work that is critical or creative and reflects one of the genres we studied. All right, that's everything I have for you so far. If you have any questions throughout the course, feel free to email me. My email is at the top of the syllabus, and I hope you have a wonderful 2026. Take care.